Sometimes show your mean, mean pride.
Modern life is driven by many technologies. The internet is one of the many technologies that has made its way into our daily lives. Millions of people are connected to the internet today, yet how many of them are aware of the issues surrounding this technology?
No, I have no idea what that is.
I particularly have never heard the term net neutrality.
Net neutrality.
Having non-biased perspective when you publish something on the internet.
Well, neutral, and then like net as in maybe internet, or is that right?
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
Obviously something to do with the internet.
For example, I guess something that everybody can relate to is Wikipedia. They always have the disclaimers at the top, disputing whether the page is neutral or not.
But neutrality, maybe something neutral.
Neutrality sounds like not picking one side, so maybe something to do with that.
I don't know, like keeping things evenly balanced, or like non-biased, maybe. Not having any propaganda on the internet.
I don't know, some sort of middle for the internet, some sort of, I don't know, like the center of the net, the center of the web. I have no idea.
Net neutrality is the principle that a provider of internet services won't discriminate against traffic originating at various different sources, depending on which one of those sources the provider happens to favor at the moment. So for example, if you're getting your internet service from your cable provider, they might prefer that you watch movies that come from them, so they can put in their advertisements instead of movies that come from somewhere else that will have somebody else's advertisements in them. But net neutrality principle would say they couldn't do that.
With so many people unfamiliar with the topic of net neutrality, is it safe to assume that net neutrality is a new idea?
Because of the way the internet originated as a sort of research technology amongst people who were all friendly with each other and wanted to be in communication with each other, the issue of net neutrality didn't really crop up in the original design of the internet. And as it has evolved under the care of basically technologists, there's been a lot of cooperation to put together the internet we know today. As it has become bigger and bigger business, however, the incentives to search for niches where additional revenues can be gained has increased, and now some of the providers are thinking that they would like to do some things that sort of violate the spirit of how the internet was created as an open an open carrier of data for whatever purpose people might want to use it.
If the internet has been essentially neutral up until now, why is this suddenly a big issue?
So the big issues related to net neutrality that make it an issue in Congress and before the Federal Communications Commission are that some providers think that if they can't discriminate against traffic, they will be forced to provide worse service to some individuals and for some classes of traffic. And also that if they can't charge extra for certain kinds of traffic, they won't have the money that they need to invest in improving their infrastructure.
By having a non-neutral internet, then, ISPs are trying to make money by selling access to fast lanes.
They could, yes, they could create a fast lane for their own traffic. They could create a fast lane that somebody like YouTube could use if a toll lane, if you will, that people could use if they would pay. The network neutrality advocates point out that these providers are already being paid by their subscribers, and to now charge a toll to the content providers is just a money grab in some people's minds.
Our researchers present two opposing views on net neutrality.
In my belief, removal of net neutrality provides many benefits and is not the monster it is created to be. Though the general population views this priority delivery concept as a gateway for ISP discrimination, it is more of a secondary option provided to those who need faster delivery speeds, such as Netflix and YouTube. Payment for priority from these content providers will generate a higher revenue stream, which can be used to enhance the current infrastructure. In turn, the increased bandwidth we can offer the end consumers access to improved and innovative services which would have otherwise not existed on a neutral net.
The net needs to be neutral to prevent startup companies and entrepreneurs from being bought out on the marketplace. Mostly big companies will be able to afford the services necessary to ensure their content moves fast enough to be relevant, while the content of smaller organizations or individuals may be lost. Even though the large companies may be able to afford the premium option, the end user will pay for the additional cost. The money will come from price hikes, new charges to view content, and more advertisements. Without net neutrality, the internet providers will have too much power. They will be able to discriminate information and services by blocking, speeding up, or slowing down web content.